What's good? What's going on? Shout out to all of my great ones worldwide. It's your man, King Nabby the Great. I just came back not too long ago from watching Black Panther. I saw it this morning, the earliest show, 9 a.m. Woo! It's a film, obviously, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm sorry, I'm trying to contain my excitement. It's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It stars Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan. It's written and directed by Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler, of course, also directed Fruitvale Station and Creed, both which star Michael B. Jordan. Him and Michael B. Jordan are kind of like Scorsese and De Niro right now. They're peanut butter and jelly. They go together. Ryan Coogler, he did a great job, you know, with Fruitvale Station. Creed, of course, is a classic movie. Now he's coming back with Black Panther. I'll get into how he did in this film. It also has appearances by Lupita Nyong'o, who's an Oscar award-winning actress. Fun fact about her, she was actually born in Mexico City and is fluent in Spanish. Maybe she can help me out with a few things. And just a cast of a lot of great actors and actresses. Now, to get into this film, it takes place after Civil War. If you have seen Civil War, in Civil War we saw the death of T'Challa's father. T'Chaka was his name. The death of Chadwick Boseman's character's father, Black Panther's father. And this is when Chadwick Boseman essentially kind of became king of Wakanda. These are the events that take place after this. This was a magnificent movie. Prior to going into the movie, you see all of the hype that's surrounding it. Everybody's talking about it. And I was kind of a little bit skeptical. I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm happy to see this movie in the MCU that's getting all this hype with this predominantly black cast. It's a great moment in history, in film history. However, it's a Marvel movie. And to me, Marvel movies kind of hit the same beats all the time. They're thoroughly entertaining. However, not too many of them really break the mold or do anything groundbreaking. With the exception of maybe Civil War, which had sort of a different theme, and Doctor Strange, which although was a typical origin story and didn't do anything as storyline wise, the themes within it, as far as the metaphysics and spirit and that type of stuff, were, you know, a little bit different than you're used to seeing in the average Marvel film. Black Panther totally blew away all of my expectations. It is not the average Marvel film. It could stand alone as its own film outside of the MCU and be just as entertaining. You do not need to see any of the other Marvel films to see this film. Possibly Civil War, just if you want to see the actual moment when he's introduced, but you don't even really have to see that film in order to pick up on this film and to know what's going on. It's just a magnificent film. I'll start with the storyline. Does an excellent job of not just giving us the average superhero story, but also tackling a lot of deep social issues, deep things especially within the black community that a lot of people may be aware of. However, he kind of puts it to the forefront and shines a light on it. And he does it without being preachy or pretentious or throwing it in our face, but he actually molds it and intertwines it into the story to a point to where it makes sense and you see the characters' motivations and the reason behind why they feel the way that they do about certain situations, not only in Wakanda in their country, but also with Michael B. Jordan's character and how, you know, it relates to the United States, and also how the Wakandans feel about the United States and really everyone else outside of their nation. It's a film that, when you're done watching it, although it has the amazing action sequences and things of that nature like any Marvel film does, when you're done watching this film, it's going to hit you in the heart. It's going to make you think more than I feel any other superhero movie has ever really made me think. It really causes kind of a debate in your mind. Of course, it's a Marvel film, so I know you want to know about how does it look? How are the effects? How are the action sequences? The action sequences are great. There's a car chase scene, which you probably heard about. You've seen parts of it in the trailers, which is just magnificent. especially the way that they set it up, and I don't want to spoil anything, but how certain cars move and things of that nature is just cool beyond belief. As far as the look of it, if I wanted to nitpick one thing of this movie, is that there were some points in the film that are kind of dark, a little bit hard to see. There were also some CGI points that were a little bit, you know, not as crisp as you'd want from a grand, you know, multi-$100 million budget type of movie. There's one scene on the mountainside when T'Challa comes and he's first being basically crowned king, and they're having the ceremony to where people are kind of dancing on the mountainside, and it almost looks like CGI people sort of, and they're moving kind of weird. It's weird, but overall, the CGI is not going to take you out of the film. The look of it is not going to take you out of the film. If there's one other thing that I wanted to nitpick on, is that Wakanda was not as breathtaking as I would have wanted it to be. It's not on the same level as, let's say, Asgard in Thor, or even Ragnarok in Thor, which I thought were beautiful. Wakanda in the film is more earth tones, more kind of browns and brownish hues. I know it's Africa, so maybe they felt, yeah, let's go for the earth tone browns. But I felt like since it's Wakanda, it could have been even more spectacular as far as just the look of the actual nation. But that's just nitpicking. These aren't things that are really going to take away from the film or take you out of the movie. It's an extremely enjoyable movie. Now, the performances. Chadwick Boseman does a masterful job of being that stately, stout king, and also being able to show that emotion and that feeling that you want to see from him. You see another side of Black Panther that you didn't see in Civil War, and you see him kind of change throughout the movie. Michael B. Jordan is remarkable. I've heard people say that he's not in the movie, or he's not in the movie enough, or, you know, because he starts off in kind of the opening, which is a really cool scene where they shout out God, a matter of fact, in this museum. However, it makes sense in the film that he's not in there for the gap, you know, in the beginning, in the first half of the film, that you don't really see him. It makes total sense because of what they're setting up to happen. It makes complete sense to me. I don't think it's an issue at all. And I didn't really miss him in the film because of what was going on while he wasn't there. Lupita Nyong'o, she looks divine in the film. She looks amazing. She's gorgeous. Of course, her acting chops, her acting skill is A1, remarkable. The depth of her character and the relationship between her and Chadwick Boseman, their charisma on screen is A1, remarkable. Danai Gurira. Now, Danai Gurira, she actually was in The Walking Dead. She also played Afeni Shakur in the recent Tupac film. She does a masterful job. She's a badass, kick-ass warrior general, and her whole army. If you're a woman, especially if you're a black woman, you're gonna feel proud, and you may even feel it's a good film to take your daughters to, because they'll feel proud, because there's a lot of strong, extremely strong female characters within this film, including, of course, Angela Bassett, who plays the Queen. She's great. Letitia Wright. First off, Letitia Wright, I fell in love with Letitia Wright in this recent season 4 of Black Mirror. She's in the last episode. It's called Black Museum, which I feel was the best episode of the entire most recent season of Black Mirror. Not the best overall, but of season 4, I believe that's the best episode. She does a knockout job in that. As far as an actress, and in this she's great too. She's an entertaining character. She brings the humor, she brings the energy. She's a tech genius. I love her character. I love her as an actress. She's great. Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. Killmonger is the main villain in the film, and I can say wholeheartedly, without trepidation, without any kind of bias, that Killmonger is the greatest villain in the history of Marvel films. Typically in Marvel films, the villain is sort of shallow. He or she is just this bad person that does bad things, and we don't like them, and you want them to end. There's really no depth. Loki is kind of the exception because he's Thor's brother, so you see a little bit more development with him. However, Killmonger knocks Loki off of the out of the throne. You know, no pun intended. But he knocks him off the throne as the best villain in MCU history. And the reason why is because we really, throughout the film, we really get the reason and motivation behind why he is a villain. Although he is, you know, he does, you know, kill innocent people and things of that nature, which of course, you know, he has to do as a villain. The depth and the arc of his character is so well thought out, so well written, that he's actually going to make you think, and he's part of the reason why these questions of debate are going to be brought up in this film. He actually makes you feel like, maybe I should side with him. His reasons and his motivations for doing what he wants to do and for wanting to take over Wakanda are really kind of not that bad. Like, I can see where he's coming from. And if I was in his position, growing up in America where he's seen all types of strife, and his character grows up in Oakland, California, which for those that don't know is one of the toughest, one of the hardest cities, and one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. He's seen a lot, and you kind of side with him in a way because you're like, okay, if I'm coming from his perspective, I might want to do this too, or I might think that we should do this too as Wakandans. I don't want to spoil anything, but you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the film. To get to my rating, to get down to the nitty gritty, I have to give Black Panther the fire emoji. Yes, few films get it. Black Panther gets the fire emoji. It is an instant classic. I'm going to see it more times. Hopefully, if there's some tickets available, I'll be able to see it again this weekend or maybe on Monday on President's Day. Please go out and see it. You won't be disappointed. If you are, come back and leave what you think about the movie down in the comments. Please like this video if you like it. Please share this video. Please subscribe. Please subscribe if you enjoy movies, music, and entertainment as much as I do. It's your man, King Nabby the Great. Be great in life, and life will be great to you. Say grandiosa en la vida será grandiosa para ti. Creativity, abundance, and prosperity to all. And I'm out.